It is the New Year's, isn't it?
Sorry about that. Whoa. Yeah, this was supposed to be a yearly thing that I did. Sorry, I didn't deliver on that, did I? Yeah, I think the last time I uploaded was like 2018. It's apparently 2023. But yeah, this is the yearly game collection, I guess. But I actually have gotten a lot more games since like the last time I did a collection video like this, you know? So I'm not actually gonna like be showing every game that I have gotten since then, because it would just be like a big, like a stack of games, and I don't think you'd want to like watch all of that. So instead, I'm just gonna be like doing like mainly games that I got this year probably, or just like maybe just like the highlights. I mean, like for example, like the last time I did a collection video like this, I mean, I had like 2 Switch games. So like I literally just had Splatoon 2 and Stardew Valley, and now so yeah, you probably don't want to like watch me like just like be like, hey, I got Donkey Kong, Mega Man for like this whole stack. Not to mention I have a lot more than just this one. So I mean, I got a Wii U now. So I'm gonna leave out the games that I've already shown you in like my previous collection videos. But like the first collection video, I just went through them and I just like showed every game I owned. So I'm gonna have to remember which games that I have gotten since the last time I made a collection video, because it's been a while. So if there's any like repeats in this video, just forgive me. I didn't do my research. I didn't look at my old video just to like remind myself of the games I've already shown. But like I have a good idea of like the games that are older and the ones that I just recently got. All right, I'm gonna start with my Game Boy Advance games, because I actually have like built this collection up a little bit this year. So I feel like the last time I showed my Game Boy Micro on camera, it had like a flower faceplate or something. So I want to show this off because it like looks way cooler now. If you have no idea what I'm talking about this faceplate right here. It has like a little ladybug right there. I used this faceplate for years and I was like just fine with it, but one day I was like, I gotta get a new one. I was like, it was too girly for me. So I really don't remember at all if I showed off Leaf Green, but I don't really have much to say about this game. It's really good. I mean, it's just like Pokemon Yellow, but in like the best Pokemon engine, I feel like. I mean, the Game Boy Advance engine is my favorite. And then there's Pokemon Sapphire. I don't remember if I showed that one either. So yeah, these are my 3 Pokemon games. I'd like to get Emerald, but things are not looking too good for that goal, so that's not going to be a New Year's resolution for me. Oh yeah, also I did have like a list of New Year's resolutions last time, so let's see how many of those I've completed in the past 5 years. Oh, so one thing I did do, I think this was in 2020, I got all 3 of the Donkey Kong Country games on Game Boy Advance. I just kind of like fell in love with Donkey Kong in like 2019. One of my first video games ever was like Donkey Kong Land. And I really loved that game for some reason. Like, I know a lot of people aren't fond of like the movement in it. At the time, I only had a Game Boy Color, and like the only other game I had on the Game Boy Color at the time was like Mission Impossible. Still actually have that game right here. There it is, Mission Impossible. I still have Donkey Kong Land as well. But at one point, like, I think it was in 2019, one day I was looking on the 3DS eShop and I saw that Donkey Kong Country Returns was on sale for like $15 or something. And that game is normally cheap. It's like normally like a Nintendo Selects, I guess. So it's normally like $20. But I saw that and I was like, oh, I should definitely try that. Because like the previous Donkey Kong game I played was Donkey Kong Land, and I was like, oh, that used to be like one of my favorites. So I decided to try it out. And like I had fun with Donkey Kong Country Returns at the time. Like it was pretty good. It was like, okay, it's a fun platformer. And that was pretty much it at first. But something like really clicked, like I think about half a year later when I played Donkey Kong Country, like the SNES version of Donkey Kong Country for the first time. And it was very difficult. Like I was having a really hard time like with like the whole save system where like if you beat a world and then go to the next world, you have to beat a certain number of levels before you can save again, because there's like save points in the worlds, and then like you can save anytime after that save point. But like that brief moment between levels where you couldn't save, sometimes there was like a really hard level, and if you died to that level too many times and you game overed, you'd have to go back to the previous world to the last time you saved. And I remember getting like really frustrated with that, but like it felt so good to just master Donkey Kong, and I'm like a master at it now, by the way, just not to brag. But yeah, I don't actually like officially own Donkey Kong Country for myself yet. I've just been kind of like playing it on the Nintendo Switch Online. You know how they have it on, like they have all 3 on the SNES Online. But I was like, you know, I kind of want to collect all of them. So yeah, I got all 3, and they're kind of terrible. The screen crunch really. I love this one though. You know, the original Donkey Kong Country. I can't get enough of it, even if it is Game Boy Advance mode. And the music sounds kind of terrible because the Game Boy Advance sound chip is pretty bad. But I remember this one. This one has some problems. Donkey Kong Country 2. It's got some problems on the Game Boy Advance. It's probably my favorite SNES one, which is like not an uncommon opinion. Turns out like this is just the best one. Like objectively, everybody likes it. And then this one's like mediocre. It's terrible on the... Actually, no. Okay, so what they did for Donkey Kong Country 3 on the Game Boy Advance was they actually, like, revamped the soundtrack and, like, they completely changed some songs, like, from the ground up. And it's like, wow. So this one's got something going for it, but the screen crunch still is a problem. I also have these. I don't remember if I showed one of these before on my previous collection videos. But, yeah, I got I Choose You, and Here Comes the Squirtle Squad. I know for a fact, actually, that I've shown this one on a collection video. And then the new one that I got was A Hot Water Battle and For Ho-Oh the Bells Toll. I think the last Game Boy Advance games I'm going to show today... Actually, no. Okay, hold on. First off, I got to show this off just because I got to brag a little bit. Honestly, I have nothing, like... I don't have much to say about Super Mario Bros. 2. The movement in this game, just... It doesn't really do it for me that much. I mean, I like it. It's fun. It's a good game. But I got it on eBay for $4, so that's awesome. I, like, won a bid that nobody else had seen at all, and that was really cool. That's the only reason I'm showing it off. It's just because I got it for really cheap. But okay, yeah, the last games I'm going to show off in this video are Mega Man 01 and Mega Man 04. Mega Man 04 was like one of my first Mega Man games, and I have some like really good memories with like the soundtrack and stuff. My brother owned it, and I was like, you know what, I gotta get it for myself. And these are my 2 favorite Mega Man 0 games. So I was very pleased to find those 2 in a bundle for like a good deal. So next up I got Wii U, and GameCube. I'm just gonna knock these all out at the same time. I've really been focusing on like my Wii collection recently. I've been really enjoying that. And the only reason I've been like collecting Wii U games is because they're like super duper cheap on Amazon right now. So the first Wii U game I'm gonna show off is Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. I actually have it both Wii U and Switch, but again, like on eBay, Wii U games are just like really cheap right now. So I was like, yeah, I'll just get it because I think it was like $10, and it's like, wow. And I've already beat it like 3 times on the Wii U, so it's definitely not a waste of money. So you may or may not have heard recently that there was Pikmin 4 announced, which was like a really big deal because like there hasn't been a new Pikmin in a long time. And I've always kind of like been attracted to Pikmin, just like the series, you know, they're like little cute little guys and they're fun to draw. But as soon as the game was announced, I went on this thing. This like month and a half long thing where I just could not stop playing Pikmin. It started on my Switch. Oh yeah, I got a new Switch, by the way. I got this Splatoon one. Look at it. It's got the pattern on the back. Started with me getting Pikmin 3 Deluxe, right? You can see that. And then I had a lot of fun with Pikmin 3 Deluxe. I've beat it at least 4 times now. And then I was like, hey, I want to try the original Pikmin. And I went to the Wii U eShop and I was like, okay, I'm going to get Pikmin 1 because it's only like $20 on the Wii U eShop. And I got a little error code. It was telling me that I couldn't like put funds on the Wii U anymore. I later learned you can actually put funds on the Wii U from your Switch if you like connect the accounts, which is really cool. It's also a little weird, but like I'm very happy about that because like the eShop completely closes down in like the next 2 months, so I'm definitely gonna do some shopping before it closes down the rest of the way. But before I knew that you can like just go put funds on the Wii U still, I went online and I was like searching desperately to find a good deal for a Pikmin game because they go for a pretty high price. And on Facebook Marketplace, I think it was, I found a good deal for Pikmin, and like I had a really hard time actually getting into this one. Like Pikmin 3 Deluxe, like it clicked immediately, but a lot has changed since the original Pikmin. There's a lot of quality of life things that they've just kind of put into Pikmin 3 Deluxe, and there's even more in Pikmin 3 Deluxe than there is in like the original Pikmin 3. But yeah, I kind of went on this whole thing. I got Pikmin 1, and then I got Pikmin 1 again, and then I got Pikmin 2. I haven't actually beat this one yet. I don't know why. I just haven't, like, this was the last one I got. I guess this was, like, on my way out of my completely obsessed moment. But I'm very excited to continue this game, because it's really great so far. And then also Pikmin 3 Wii U, I got that as well, because I wanted to see if there was any differences, and yeah, there's definitely, like, a lot of differences between this and the Switch version. So yeah, I've really enjoyed just seeing all the differences there. And this one's definitely harder than the Switch one, by the way. say. But yeah, that's kind of my experience with Pikmin so far. Oh yeah, also there's these. I just want to briefly show them because I love them all. Look at that. Wow, I love this one. This one's so good. This one's so good. And obviously this one's great. You know, the classic Kirby's. I love all the classic Kirby's. They're great. Kirby's Adventure, you know, Kirby's Superstar. They're awesome. And then this one, I love it. I don't really know where to start with my Switch collection because this is the one that's grown by far the most. Okay, I'm actually just gonna pick like 3. I'm gonna pick 3. That is the number that I'm going to pick for these Switch games, and then the rest I'll just like show you very quickly. I've picked my 3. So First off, I'm going to show this one. This was actually like my first physical copy of a Switch game. I feel like anywhere that you look on the internet, like about Captain Toad, someone's either going to be like, yeah, it was a really fun game. I really liked it. Or like they're like, oh, this is stupid because you can't jump. But like I was one that was actually, I obsessed over this game. Looking back on it, I don't actually know why, but this game has like a very special place in my heart now. And I haven't actually played it for years, but I put like 80 hours into it at least, which is like a lot of time, I think, for this game. I feel like most people probably put like 30 hours into it based on its length. But yeah, I did everything you could possibly do in this game. Each level has like 3 or 4, maybe 5 types of collectibles. Okay, the next one I'm going to show off is Animal Crossing New Horizons. If you remember in the last video, I was like, I really hope there's going to be an Animal Crossing Switch. I remember that really well because I was super anticipating that game. The moment I played Animal Crossing New Leaf, I was like, why hasn't there been one since 2012? I still play New Leaf, by the way. But yeah, this game's special. It's a very special game. It's not quite New Leaf, and I know, like, of course, it's a new Animal Crossing game. It's gonna be different. You probably want it to be different. It's a completely different experience. That's good, but I feel like they just had like a completely different focus with this game than they did with New Leaf. They had their focus more on like just like terraforming, I guess. You know, like when you start up a new file in this game, it's like it's got the really long, like week-long intro, which is crazy because it's like the same song all week long. But that's beside the point. While New Leaf felt kind of like an interactive town, you know, you enter this town that's already like, it feels like you're entering this town that's already lively. There's already people. You just kind of walk around and you get to know everybody and you get to know how to live the life in this town. That's what New Leaf feels like. This one is like you're starting from the ground up, and it's like once you get past the week-long intro, the whole world, like you unlock terraforming. If you know what that is, you probably know what that is if you know anything about this game. Terraforming is like the you know, you get the big shovel and you like start moving the ground and you can like create cliffs and stuff. So instead of it feeling like you're entering like this lively town, this place that like it's like a civilization, it feels like you're entering this blank canvas and like you are the painter and you create it all from scratch. On its own, that makes this like a really awesome game, but like you reach a point in this game where like you can't really do much more to your town. You can't really modify it that much more unless you break things down and you put more in its spot, and like it doesn't really have like what the previous Animal Crossing games do, in that you can always come back and just like always find things to do because they put such a strong focus on the terraforming. But I did really enjoy this game. I mean, if you see my hours in this game, you can see I still love it. Like I think I got like 430 hours now on it, and I still play it sometimes. I've started my 3rd file now, and I'm going through it slower than ever before. I haven't had as much desire to play this game anymore. Like I said, I'm still playing New Leaf. I'm probably like on my 6th file in New Leaf now. I'm having a lot of fun with that. And on City Folk, I'm still on my 1st file, but I'm having a great time with that one. Anyway, so the last game I'm going to show off is Metroid Dread. This one definitely like 100% is like my game of the year 2021. I have this thing where I'm like always replaying the Metroid series, just 1 through 5 chronologically. I've never beat the original Metroid. I haven't beat the Game Boy Metroid either, Metroid 2. I've played the Game Boy Advance Zero Mission, the remake of the first Metroid, and then I've played the 3DS remake of Metroid 2. And then I go on to playing Super Metroid, which is... The whole first playthrough was a little frustrating for me. The second playthrough felt so good. Then there's Metroid Fusion. That one is also, it's probably on par with Super Metroid for me. It's really satisfying. Like all the combat in that game is super satisfying. The movement's wonderful. But yeah, this one above all, I feel like this one is the best out of all of the Metroid games. And that's a lot. That is saying a lot. Also really fast, here's all my Switch games. And here's all the digital Switch games. Then we got 3DS, DS, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy, and Game Boy Color. And then all the digital 3DS games. And here's all the virtual console as well. Then there's Wii, Wii U, and GameCube. Here's all the digital Wii games. And Wii U. Okay, so I've spent a lot of time looking at games. This recording is 30 minutes long already. So I'm just gonna take a second to look through like my New Year's resolution list from 2018. See how many of those things I marked off in the past 5 years. I don't know if you can hear it. Okay, first one, Metroid Samus Returns. Hold on. The first New Year's resolution was to get Samus Returns. Let's see here. There it is. Proof. I got Metroid Samus Returns. Look at that, it's beautiful. Nice artwork. I've beat it twice. I've beat this game 2 times.
Game looks like a lot of fun too.
Oh, okay. Mario Luigi Superstar Saga. That was another wish that I had for the year. There it is. I got it. And I've beat this game. What? I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a huge RPG guy. I like Pokemon. I like Earthbound. I haven't actually beat that one. That's another one I own. So yeah, this RPG was like pretty much right down my alley. It's like pretty fast paced for as far as RPGs go. It doesn't have random encounters, which I really appreciate that. All of the encounters that you get into, all the battles that you go into, you can see the enemies walking around on the screen and you bump into them.
I want Pokemon Y.
Okay, I don't know if you heard that as well. Okay, maybe I should turn this up. I said I wanted Pokemon Y. There it is.
I also want Pokken Tournament DX for the Switch. That game looks...
Okay, okay, so in this video it also says that I wanted a Pokken Tournament. I did not get that. I really enjoyed the demo when I first got my Switch and I had my 2 games. But I guess I'm not really much of like a Street Fighter, like fighting game type of person. So like I had a lot of fun with the demo and I got bored of the demo and I probably would have had the same kind of thing happen when playing the game, is just get bored of it. It looks like a really cool game though. But yeah, I just never got around to getting Pokken Tournament DX. And I don't plan to either, so.
And obviously I'm gonna get The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Yep, I got Breath of the Wild.
That's probably
that was
the
one
best
of them too.
Zelda game. And I'm a
Not
huge
the best Zelda
fan,
game, sorry.
So that would be great. I also want Mario Odyssey, and I really hope
I got
that
Mario Odyssey.
Nintendo comes out with an Animal Crossing game for the Switch.
There it is. Okay, so the only one I didn't complete was Pokken Tournament. I got Mario Odyssey, I got Breath of the Wild, those were the last 2. So yeah, I got everything on that list pretty much. So as far as this next year coming up, if I have any, the only resolutions I can think of is like Pikmin 2. You know, I want to beat that game. And also I didn't mention this, I also got Metroid Prime Trilogy on the Wii U. Yeah, so I wanna beat Metroid Prime 1. That's the only one that I'm gonna try to beat this year. I've really enjoyed Metroid Prime 1 so far. It's kind of like a Super Metroid experience, I feel like, though, because like I've had fun with it. It's satisfying a lot of the time, but it's also frustrating. Just like navigating the map, just not knowing what to expect is just, I don't know, it reminds me a lot of like my initial playthrough of Super Metroid. So I'm sure I'm gonna have a lot of fun replaying Metroid Prime once I do eventually beat it. A lot of the abilities are really cool, you know, like the double jump. That was actually like the most exciting ability for me at first, was when I got the double jump, because like you don't jump very high in Metroid Prime. So yeah, I want to beat Pikmin 2 and I want to beat Metroid Prime. And like as for game, like I mentioned in the last video, games that I wanted to come out, or at least I mentioned Animal Crossing Switch in that video. A big deal for me and for a lot of people would be Hollow Knight Silksong. That is a highly anticipated game for me. And then obviously Pikmin 4, like that's a big deal, but like we know that's coming next year. So yeah, thanks for coming back and watching for the first time in a long time. It's been a while. And the last thing I'm gonna show you before I go is this very important little, I think I showed it briefly at the beginning of the video, but look at this. Look at this. It's got like the villagers' birthdays on it, like Rover's birthday is February 1st. And then like CJ's birthday is apparently March 7th. Such a good calendar.